As you mentioned, I'm the program director at the Washington Area Community Investment Fund. We serve small businesses, affordable housing developers, child care centers, community organizations, and we also do financial and credit literacy training. Through our microloan program, the application requirements are very low. If you can fill out a form or you could submit a bank application, you can apply, but what's going on here? There we go. But our underwriting standards are high. This is our money. When it comes from the WACIF loan fund, we have investors that we have to protect, just like Bill mentioned with the bank. So our underwriting standards are very high. Up to $35,000. The allowable uses: furniture, fixtures, equipment, working capital. We do not do debt refinance. What we look for in a small business when we're working with our microloans, and as Antonio mentioned, we're going to be working with DSLBD on a microloan program. Keep your eyes peeled, probably the end of December. We look for strong character. We look for strong cash flow. You do not have to have stellar credit to apply to WACIF, okay? But there better be a good story. All right? We want to, at least see, if there's been blips in the radar on your credit, we want to be able to explain it away. We take it to our loan committee. They want to know. They're going to ask. There better be a good story. And then we do look for some form of collateral. No, WACIF works with small business owners to make sure their loan packages together. And more to your question, and when whether you're dealing with a regional bank, a local bank, a national bank, the requirements look the same. So we try and step in, do the consulting. If there's something that's missing or something we need to work on, we'll do that. Now, okay, credit repair. So the first thing that I'm going to mention is annualcreditreport.com. You can check one of the 3 reporting agencies once a year. Why do they keep doing that? All right, that's all right. So you can check Equifax, Experian, TransUnion once a year. One of my props, my credit report that I pulled last night. Now, in a former life, I owned a record label before I got into community development. That's right. I see you laughing back there, Harold. But, in my infinite wisdom as a recent college graduate, I said, what do I want to do? I don't want to work for anybody. I don't want to work for the man. So I went out and started a record label. And we did very well, and I'm very proud of it. But the reason I mentioned that is you'll see my credit report here. We have a lot of okays, a lot of good thumbs up. I kept paying, even though I owned a small business, even though it was struggling when we first started. So it is possible. Now, the one thing that you do want to work on as far as credit repair, go home or go back to the office, take 15 minutes, pull your credit report up. Check. You need to know what it says. You shouldn't be surprised when you walk in to talk to myself or Bill, and you say, well, it looks like you haven't paid this credit card in 3 months. You should not have a dumbfounded look on your face, okay? Know what your credit report says. Even more important than the score, especially for us, is that we see that you've been consistently paying for 12 months, that you have a good mix of revolving accounts and term accounts. When you see something that's inaccurate, now if you haven't been paying for 3 months, you're not going to be able to get that removed. But if there's something that's inaccurate, prosecute it like a legal case. Gather your evidence. Okay, present your case to the reporting agencies, TransUnion, Experian, Equifax. Await the verdict. Now, I noticed on annualcreditreport.com yesterday, you can actually do all this online. Very convenient. We're in a mobile world. This is how credit scoring is calculated. I'm not going to go too much into it. This is information you can find online, so I'm going to skip right ahead. The nuclear option, and I was very tempted to put the nuclear option, but I thought that would just be piling on at this point. Protect your resources. Now, obviously, secured versus unsecured accounts. You want to keep your house and your car. If you lose money on a credit card, all right, you'll sleep fine at night. It's going to look bad on your credit report, but if it comes between having a roof over your head and having a stellar credit report, let's keep the roof over our heads first. There's no better time than the present. The actual credit repair, very cheap. You go online, you check to see what's wrong, you fix it if you can. If you can't fix it, pay your bills. I mean, it seems like an oversimplification, but just keep paying your bills. And everything's negotiable. Trust me on that. Everything's negotiable. If you have an outstanding debt, call them up. At the very least, you should be able to get your interest rate reduced if you're a good customer. And then I always recommend, I'm a nerd at heart, and so I always recommend doing a schedule of debts, having a household budget, having a small business budget. I always tell small businesses that come to us, if you don't have a budget, I'm scared. If you don't know what it's going to cost, I'm scared, because that's why businesses will fail. Is it not that they don't have a great idea, it's that they don't anticipate how much it costs to do business. So keep that in mind. A couple quick points. The other prop, so I got two. The other prop is The Economist from 2 weeks ago, but the lead story is all you need is cash, managing in the downturn, and I would read the article. A lot of good businesses were born in tough times, so don't think that your idea can't be the next big thing. Surprise, cash is still king. The deals that I've seen done recently have a lot of cash involved. And think about investors. If you're running low on cash, I've also worked with a business, one of my clients. They're bringing in, $30,000, $40,000 of cash. It's going to help them get through the downturn, but the prospects are high. So think about that. Prudence is never out of style. Budgeting is not sexy, but it works. And that's my inner nerd speaking. And again, the household and business. That's it for my remarks. Happy to take questions. But again, thank you, Natalie and Steve, for bringing us in.